Yo, what's going on?
The back pew.
We got so much to talk about this week.
You know,
We can unpack like these conversations. You can see a pedicure.
You would do.
Depends on his feet.
That could be my own street.
what's up? What's up, Tam? We in person? We not back conversations.
What's going on? This
The Tim and Tam Talks. He be doing this stuff all the time. New here. Go ahead and click that follow, subscribe button. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. We everywhere.
Yo, we everywhere. Like literally, we everywhere.
Yo, what's going on? Welcome back to the Back Pew Conversations, the Back Pew Podcast. I'm your co-host, Tim.
And I'm Tam. What's good, Tim?
What's up, Tam? How you doing this Tuesday night, sis?
Phenomenal. How are you?
Good. Doing good. Can't complain. And we thank you guys so much for joining us here on a Tuesday night here at the Back Pew Podcast. Thank you so much. You could be doing anything on a Tuesday night, but you are here with us. So as always, please like, subscribe, follow us here on Facebook Live as well as YouTube Live and all the social media outlets because we are everywhere. Also, join the conversation. Comment below. Here at Tim and Tam Talks at the Back Pew, we don't go unless you go. So, hey, we are very interactive. So we're going to definitely get it popping tonight. So, Tam, you got anything else to
add? We sorry for being late, but we here. We here now. We here now.
We're on CP time. We use on CP time, y'all. Apologies. But always here to give you guys the best show possible. So we here, Tim. So what's popping? What's going on tonight?
Yeah. So we're going to start it off. Last week, we talked a little bit about Diddy. This week, we're going to talk a little bit more about Diddy. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. All right. We're going to talk a little bit more about Diddy and the assault case. So we found out that there was a young man who actually started an assault case, and that has led to a potential alleged RICO scenario. So, Tim, I don't know if you saw or heard about this, but allegedly what's included in this case is that he gave up the drug dealer, the alleged drug dealer, the alleged guy that was getting Diddy underage women and prostitutes at these parties. And also there was alleged Philadelphia rapper who is also involved in this case. And I'm pretty sure you guys saw online that this alleged person people were naming is actually Meek Mill. So he took to Twitter or X, whatever we call him these days. And he's like the worst person trying to prove that he's not gay. Did you see some of those tweets that were coming out, Tim?
I did. He went in trying to prove that he don't swing that way. He wasn't really taking part in the things at the party. I think it's all insane how Meek tried to come out, and the ones that always try to come out super quick are the ones typically not innocent.
Yeah. So in addition to obviously the young man that put out this alleged assault case, there are a lot of people that have been saying stuff about Diddy now. It seems like everybody has something to say about Diddy, including the next couple videos that we're going to talk about. One actually included Usher in a scenario, and we actually have a little bit of that clip. So let's get into what he actually said.
Looking at this lawsuit, right, Lil Ron, he alleges that, Diddy told him personally that he had sex with Usher. And when you look at the lawsuit, even though they got Usher's name redacted, you could tell who it is because they describe him as the guy that performed at the Super Bowl.
Right.
So, I mean, we all know who that is, but how you feel about that, man?
Well, I mentioned that earlier that he said about Stevie J. The Usher part, that's a touchy situation, man. But he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business. I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Now I'm telling that because you taking up for somebody that you know and a lot of more people know didn't do you right. Let Usher explain that to you. Let Usher mama explain that to you. And the hospital was in Scarsdale, New York.
You know what he sound like? He sound like somebody uncle that just had too many.
Nah, I mean, he just a straight up New York cat. He just
Is that what it is?
He just talk real aggressive and real, grimy and hit every word in detail hard. That's really just what that was. But I don't know. A lot is being exposed right now when it comes to Diddy. I mean, why Usher got to be involved into this now when he didn't even come out and say anything?
Now, how'd I get involved?
How I get involved in this? Like, why does my hospitalization, why does what I went through have to be exposed in the middle of this? Well, Usher, all I'd say is it's 2024 and everything's being exposed this year. So
it's the year.
It's insane though. It's an insane story. What you think?
Yeah, I think it's crazy. I mean, I feel like at this point, it's too many people that have been accusing Mr. Sean Combs of doing some grimy stuff to not only adults, but it sounds like kids as well. Like when you get into paying people or having people set up underage young ladies and or other people invited to this party, there is really no morality. So there's really no telling. Like if you do stuff with kids or even position yourself to be able to be in the presence of kids while things are happening, there's really no telling what's going on. Now, speaking of being in the presence of Puffy, Amanda Seales did a little kiki online here recently around like her experience of going to the studio with Diddy. And this is what she said happened when she was at the studio with him.
Something about the energy just wasn't for me. And one time I went to the studio and literally, like, if I'm sitting here, so let's say y'all are me, okay? Y'all are me. I'm going to show you what Puff was doing. Why you ain't dancing? Why you ain't dancing?
Yo. I was like, I'm about to get like, what the heck is this? What's happening? What is happening?
That's I hear all the rich people. They make the ones that make a lot of money. They got some weird stuff to them. So he always was dancing. Hey, Suge said it best. He was all up in the videos, dancing all the time. Yeah. And so his thing is just dancing.
I would have tripped out. Ali goes, I seen a video where Usher was saying he was exposed to a lot while being under his mentorship. Like he's seen a lot while being at his house. So it's giving coke.
Right. Yeah, that's very true. I mean, if he was exposed to a lot of stuff, I mean, I'm pretty sure he was exposed and he was a part of some stuff that he might not have wanted to be a part of, but I'm sure there's something that he was a part of that he probably wouldn't want to ever discuss.
Yeah. We're moving on. We're going to keep y'all posted around the Diddy stuff as it unfolds, but let's get into some nastiness. So Deer Creek High School is under fire right now, and they are backpedaling around them not being involved in this situation yet. It did happen on campus. So this school actually allowed there to be a fundraiser where they were raising money for a very great cause. However, where it turned left is that in order to raise said money, the kids were actually licking the donors' feet. Tim, did you just so happen to see the video of the nastiness?
Yes, I did. And I want to read something out to you about this fundraiser, if I may.
Okay.
This fundraiser that took place in Edmond, Oklahoma. This fundraiser raised $152,000 $1,830.38. Where you got middle schoolers licking your feet for money. This is absolutely sick and guile and disgusting. The fact that you have kids essentially kissing your feet to get money is some real wild stuff. Like this is insane. I also look at it, is it a geographical situation because this is happening kind of in the Midwest, South type things. I don't know what this is, but to me, it's very, very disturbing, I'll say.
I reluctantly, I was like, I don't know. I have a video. I'm reluctantly, do I even want to show them licking feet? I don't even know if I want to show the video, but I'm just gonna say,
well, let me ask, hold on. I don't mean to cut you off, but let me ask you a question. What if it was your son or daughter that you happen to see on that video licking someone's feet for money for a school donation, a school function type of donation? And it's not even going to benefit your own kid directly, but what if it was your kid?
I would just feel like they pimped my kid out, and I'm not getting any of the money. And it's disgusting. I mean, to me, it seems very abusive to me. It's giving to be a predator. That's what it's given to me. I would be absolutely hot if I found out the school allowed that, point blank, period. I don't care what waiver they said they signed or what do they say they do? They volunteered. Like, even if my kid volunteered, they would at least send something home because they're not of age to be making certain decisions on their own. I got to sign every single paperwork. You know, when your kids are at school, you got to sign every single thing to volunteer, to do this, to do that. So for this particular thing, you allowed these kids to be licking on grown-ups' toes. I don't know. I'm speechless. I'm more so speechless too that the school doesn't even want to take accountability. They're like, oh, well, we didn't know. This wasn't our thing. We just allowed them to do it on our campus. I'm just like, you're absolutely responsible for this.
Did you see the statement that came out from the school and the school district and everything? I'm fighting. Yeah, that's true. Did you see like the statement that came out?
What they say?
I mean, like you said, it was no accountability at all. It was just, we apologize that this happened. It wasn't a planned activity in that way. And so, like you said, we would have gotten permission for this as parents, but that would have never came in place. That's how I feel. Not for something like this. What parents you gonna want to see or say, hey, can you sign this waiver for them to kiss the donor's feet at school tomorrow?
You're like, what? You raising money? You doing what? You gotta do what? I gotta lick some feet, mama.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's laughable that who are these grown-ups that want to get their feet licked in the first place? Because this sounds very pervy to me. Like, why would you to even have a kid licking my feet? Sounds disgusting to me. So I'm looking at it from the kid's standpoint, but also when you're looking at it from the standpoint of the adult, girl, kids are licking feet for money. That's what's happening. That's what's happening.
He is devouring those. Oh my!
Yeah, y'all hear that, man? He said he's devouring those. That's disgusting. It's just all vile and disgusting.
I have no words.
Mm-mm. Yeah, exactly. Who is watching and recording is shameful. Absolutely.
It sounds like
That
other
is-
kids. Other kids are watching other kids lick adults' toes.
I thought it was funny.
So
So-
literally, I'm pretty sure they were like, I would have, the donors probably like, I would have paid more for that. I'm pretty sure somebody felt good about their night because they got their toes licked. It just, to me, you can't tell me any different. Yeah, I saw that. Ask your
Yeah.
kid when they get home, what made you lick some feet? Like, what
That's
kind of fetishes you got going on?
Exactly.
Shanika,
Hey, Shanika. How you doing, sis? Happy
You know
Tuesday to
what?
you, too.
what have you been watching in your internet browser that make you go to school and decide you're gonna lick toes today?
Ugh. It's pretty nasty. It's
Right.
pretty nasty. Well, we're gonna move on, guys. So Pastor Mike Todd of Transformation Church, it's gone a little crazy yet again in one of his yet interesting and theatrical type of scenes, and so this one is no different. But prior to getting into that, Takara had another comment. What was that comment? She said, "Who even thought that up? This makes me so angry. That's disgusting." Takara, you're absolutely right. As a parent, we don't understand who would even think of doing something crazy like that to have other kids kissing grown people's feet. It's absolutely disgusting. So, but yeah, this situation with Pastor Todd is pretty interesting. So we have a video to show you guys, and we'd like for you guys to take a look at this. So take a look.
My hands to give you the glory. I lift my hands to give praise, and we will praise you. It's just a temple. Syrup all over the communion. Don't care so much. Over the Bible, too. Yo, stop acting like you care about this.
Because clearly you don't, right? I honestly believe that people only watch Mike Todd for the entertainment that he brings through his theatrics and bringing out the message. Why on earth do you feel the need to take it so far as to pour syrup on the I can't even put another item on my Bible. That's how much I respect it. I can, if God forbid I put my keys on it, I'm like, oh my gosh, no, I respect the word of God too much to even play around like that or even do that accidentally. The fact that you can do that so willy-nilly is very concerning. And honestly, this is one of the things that I highly dislike about the Christian church. It's a bunch of theatrics. It's a bunch of people just trying to make the crowd feel good, prosperity messages, things of that nature. But there's very few instances where you have pastors actually open up the word of God and talk about it. And if they do, it's probably just one or two verses for reference, and that's it. Nobody's talking about end times. Nobody's talking about getting ready for Christ coming back. Nobody's talking about famine. Nobody's talking about these things. But then men in purple and gold, if you know, you know.
And in purple and gold again? We get swallowed up again?
Getting delivered again.
Man. Oh.
Oh.
Let's get into some of these comments. Shanika, thank you so much again for tuning in. She said, I'm so confused on the message because what did I just watch? Takara said, it's out of hand out here.
It is out of hand. It is out of hand. So what you just witnessed, Shanika, was one of Pastor Mike Todd's sermons, and he pretty much showing how much we don't have much regard for the word of God, but how he did it was extremely extreme, to say the least. And so pouring syrup on the communion, pouring syrup on the Bible, he just pretty much was illustrating we don't care about the Bible. But the problem with all of this is that all necessary? Is it truly necessary to illustrate a lot of those different theatrics and different ways to really tell people about the word of God? You know, because there's a thing about being in the world but not being of the world, and so it's the daily struggle, I'm sure, as a pastor, to have to balance those things to keep your congregation going, all those things going on. But that to me, like, the Bible was sacred. You know, it was times where I would accidentally have my Bible on the floor growing up, and I would have to take it off the floor. It was like just a thing of reverence with the Bible. Like, you just don't mess up your Bible. So to do that didn't sit right with me.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm with you. Like, when she was saying, like, I don't put stuff on top of my Bible, that's how much I respect the word of God. And I think I do that just because, you know, 1 John 1:1 says, in the beginning was the word was with God, and the word was God. So I respect the Bible as it being the Father. And I don't know. Mike Todd, he lost me a long time ago. He lost me with the spit, Tim. He lost me with the spit.
He lost me with the spit too. Yeah, that's when he lost me too. Yep. Yeah.
He lost me.
I mean, and even like what Ali said, how she loves some of his sermons and just doesn't understand how it got to this point. Like,
yeah,
I don't know what to say. Is he a speaker masquerading as a preacher? What is the message? Because like you said, when this whole spit thing happened, that's when he lost me. And I think all the time, like, God can use any of us to get his message across. And he has used Mike Todd to get his message across in a lot of ways. I'm not taking anything away from that, but how he does it turns you off to him and whatever type of a agenda or what type of doctrine he's choosing to put out. It makes it difficult.
Yeah, I think at this point, I could be wrong, and I'm okay with being wrong. But I feel like he noticed he gets a lot of attention when he does crazy things. So I think he just does crazier things. I feel like, you know, attention can be a drug. I'm not saying it's his drug, but it feels like attention may be his drug of choice. Because I feel like it's a little bit over the top. It's a little bit over the top. And I want to get into some of these comments that we got on the side. Let's see. So Takara says, absolutely right. Pastors are too worried about being cool. Ali said, I love some of his sermons. I just don't understand yet how it got to this point. Lamar says, Todd does way too much. Ali says, yeah, I don't put stuff on top of my Bible. Right. I respect it too much. Shout out to David. Much success with this new platform. We appreciate that.
Appreciate it, David.
Shanika goes, attention is a drug because absolutely. It's addictive. And Ali goes, it's important to develop a relationship with God yourself and not put any of these preachers on a pedestal. Word. I completely agree with that. And I feel like what we're seeing, like you said, what we're seeing in 2024 is like an amplified version of who we've been listening to and who we have liked, and now we're getting to see this version of us. It's like the veil has been stripped from our eyes, and we're getting to see this new version of us. And it's like the wheat separating from the tare, right? I think we're seeing that in real time this year. And like I said, when we first started back in January, I'm here for it. I'm here to realize like who's real versus who's fake, because if we can identify who's real, maybe we can actually go out and help more people rather than try to cover stuff up with like this bandage. Like, we're not sick. We get to see people that are really, really sick. And perhaps once that has been exposed, we can actually go out and help them.
Yeah. It's good.
Which leads us into, Lord, is smoking weed a sin, Tim?
Who came up with this topic this week?
I feel like it was you. This is one of your topics.
It's one of my topics.
This is one of your topics. This is not mine. I wouldn't even put that.
You don't have.
I don't want no smoke.
Oh man.
I'm so corny. Sorry.
So since I guess in full honesty and disclosure, no, God created it.
All right, we can go. We pack it up.
Well, hey, we can go home. Shoot. Hey, well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great night.
It's been good. Thank you and good night.
Well, I think part of the reason why I brought this topic up was because, or why it was a topic to discuss, is because it can be um, very misconstrued in a lot of ways when it comes to weed and see, even Shanika saying what she says here: God planted seeds, I just smoke it. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, sis. But if we are saying, if we are asking, we know where it comes from, we know the effects of it, but is it a sin? And I would tie a lot of that into the usage of marijuana. Is that a sin? Because we know in the Bible, a lot of people, we have people that'll be in the Bible that'll say, "Thou shalt not smoke marijuana." That's not in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? That's not in the Bible directly. Or even like when it talks about alcohol, it'll have the word drunkenness in the Bible. But I'll even go a step further and talk about like where that word comes from. When we talk about like pharmacy, right? Or even the word when we talk about drug use being a sin. So even like the word pharmacy, it's like the Greek word, I believe, is pharmakia, often translated as something like witchcraft, sorcery, something that can be controlling to you, right? Some type of, dealing with idolatry and those types of things. And so when we talk about the usage of it, about weed and how it can be controlling and how we should be of sober mind, then yes, it is considered a sin. And it's a sin just like when we talk about alcoholism, when we talk about even marijuana, even we know like the positive effects of it, but then the negative effects of it being, if it can be controlled or if it can control you, then yes, it is something where you have to say it is a sin. Oh man. Wow. Super wild. What say you on it, Tam?
Hey, listen, y'all, we call the Back Pew for a reason. We look at life from a Christian view. So, I'm going to stay as close to the Bible as possible just because I don't want to do a disservice, not to myself or when God is rolling the tape. Listen, right. Shanika, I don't want him to be like, what you tell Shanika? I want her to be like that. So I gotta agree with you. You were referring to 1 Peter 5:8, which says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because the adversary, which is the devil, is a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour." And I don't think a lot of us take scripture to heart because we love to do what we like to do. And the best thing that both you and Shanika said about like, all right, it is God's creation, right? Because Satan, he can't create. He can only pervert what God created. And that includes man. And that includes plants. And that includes food. And that includes all of these things. His job is to pervert what God has created, what God has made good. And all things in him were made good, right? So if we're just sticking to Bible, we're sticking to 1 Peter 5:8 about being sober. We have to be, I'm going to say mindful, no pun, mindful of what, the command was for and why we're supposed to be sober. We're always supposed to be on guard. We're always supposed to be vigilant. And when we're using, not just weed, but drugs in general, in the wrong way, then we no longer become sober. We no longer become vigilant. We no longer become on guard, right? So we just want to be mindful of that. And that includes all drugs. That includes alcohol as well. Being sober, you don't want to be getting drunk. You're also not supposed to be doing that as well. So we have to be consistent. If we're lining up to the word of God, we got to be consistent with that. While there are health benefits, I'm going to say this because I do believe if God created it, he created it for a reason. So we just got to be mindful of the usage and why it was created, and don't pervert why God created that for us. We can't pervert it just because we like to do it. Mm-hmm. So that's all I'm going to say about it. Shanika says, I think it's the addiction to weed that makes it a sin. What about the sober part? If you do it and you're not sober, does that make it a sin as well? If the Bible commands us to be sober, right? So I would love to know your thoughts on that, Shanika. Like, what do you think about just being sober from that instance? But I'm not going to say too much. I'm going to keep my opinions off of it. I'm going to stay Bible, Tim.
So you're saying pretty much that it was so the Bible was intentional when saying that, pretty much.
So intentional. It's so intentional. Like we talked about last week when we were talking about suicide, when we're talking about don't kill, and how a lot of people don't look at it like killing yourself. We look at, when the Bible says don't kill, we look at killing our brother or our sister, right? The Bible is so intentional, and it's a blanket. He knew what we were going to do with weed. He knew. Right. He's like, all right, go ahead and stay sober, please, for my people, because they ain't going to do it.
Right.
They ain't going to do it. So he already knew. I mean, he's God. He already knew. So, yeah, that's what I got. Anything else?
That's what you got. Nope, I'm good. Let's go.
All right, let's get into another one.
This is definitely yours.
This is definitely mine. This is mine. Of course, it's mine. How about me? Of course. So I wanted to talk about this because I come across great people who believe you have to be poor in order to be Christian, or who believe that if you have a certain amount of money that you're just going to be a sinner, right? So I want to talk about, can you desire to be rich while also being a Christian, being a believer? Because, and this is a very touchy subject because there are a lot of prosperity preachers out there, right? And when we're talking about being rich, usually it's associated to vanity and not really what God has directed for us with money and with riches, that type of thing. So I want to get into the meat and potatoes of like what the Bible actually says about, can you be rich and can you be Christian? And like, where do we sit in all of that? So let's talk about it. Let's absolutely talk about it. So I'm going to ask you, do you feel like you can be rich and Christian, Tim?
Yes, I do.
You're like, wait, why are you even asking me this?
I don't listen. So I think here at the back pew, I think y'all know, Tam she takes you through the entire meat and potatoes of things, and I'm the one that keeps it light. So I'm gonna keep it very light right here and say, yes, I do desire to be rich and Christian, but it's not so much for me, because I've lived the other side of being rich and Christian, but not advancing God's kingdom.
Yeah.
So 1 Timothy 6:10, for the love of money is the root of all evil. Some people eager for money have wandered from the faith and pierced themselves with many griefs. And you're looking at somebody who has wandered from the faith and pierced themselves with many griefs. And so the love of money is the root of all evil. That's where it kicks in. But I don't see where God says for having money is the root of all evil. Now, it doesn't mean I can't accumulate wealth. Is what I do with it when I have it. And so because of the lessons and the life lessons I've accumulated and experienced, me being rich is how can I give back to others? How can I make others' life better with what God has blessed me with? And that's the goal. So why shouldn't I accumulate wealth or strive to be rich? Especially if I want to live well for myself, but I also want to live well to do better for others, to give them a better life while they're here on earth as well. So I don't see that being a problem. Yes, there's pros to it, wanting to live a comfortable life, wanting to help others without feeling the pinch, or, taking a sabbatical anytime. I deserve to be able to take time away from work. Yes, a little work don't kill you, but you also don't want to be overworked either. So yeah, I would love to be able to take 6 months off from work to not have to worry about work or money or finances or anything. And in this life, we can ask for abundance in this life. That's in God's word to do too.
Yeah. I'm 1,000. You already know my heart, so I'm 1,000% right there with you, of course. And I want to unpack that because especially within our own community, I feel like we have a problem talking about being rich. It's like we're the poorest. I'm talking about Black people. I'm talking about my community. We're the poorest as far as like obtaining wealth, but yet when we talk about it, it's almost like I don't want it. I don't want it. I can't get into heaven if I get that. So I want to talk about, you brought up Bible, so I'm going to bring out Bible. Ecclesiastes 11:2, which talks about invest in 7 ventures. And it says yes in 8. And it says you do not know what disaster may come upon the land. And I say that because a lot of people are very comfortable in just their one job. But the Bible is telling us that we need to be prepared because we don't know what seasons lie ahead. And I think when we lose our job, like we get so down in the dumps when we lose our job because we don't have a backup plan. But the Bible already told you needed to have one. You needed to have at least 7 ventures. So I want to like encourage Christians, especially those that look at money like it's dirty. Like you said, like it's the love of money. Like if God didn't want us, if money is a sin, you need to throw away the money in your bank account. And I'll put me and Tim Cash App at the bottom of this when we get done, because everybody needs money, right? So I want everyone to like just consider the fact that God already knew we were going to need to be to have money. And the other piece is Proverbs 13:22, where it talks about a good man leaves an inheritance. And it didn't just say for your kids, it says for your kids' kids. So that's 2 generations, well, actually 3, you including yourself. So it's 3 generations of wealth that you need to have. So it says a good man does that. So if you are not doing that, what do you consider yourself as? So in order to be considered good biblically, you need to be providing for your kids. And in order to have 3 generations of wealth, 2 behind you, that means that you need to be accumulating a lot of money. That means that you need to be working hard. That means that you need to be sowing and reaping. That means that you need to be investing in 7 ventures like the Bible tells you to do in order to be a good man, because guess what? Disaster may come upon the land. So God wanted to prepare us for that. So when it comes to like being rich and being Christian, we absolutely should strive to be prepared. And that means that riches that bestow upon us means you got 2 generations of wealth after you. That means you have overflow. you have overflow. So I just don't want people to get comfortable in poverty when God is telling us that we shouldn't be comfortable in poverty, because there are going to be storms. He didn't say there weren't going to be any storms, but he said he's going to be there with you. He's going to provide a way out for you. And perhaps that somebody's listening to this, perhaps your way out is like maybe starting that business, maybe taking that opportunity, maybe saying yes to the thing that you've been afraid to do, taking that leap, whatever that may look like. And those desires that you have in your heart to be able to accumulate wealth, if you have that desire to be able to do that, that isn't from the enemy. You're actually being obedient in what God is asking us to do, because we're supposed to be good steward over everything that he blesses us with. So I absolutely believe you can be rich and Christian.
I agree. I like how you broke that down, and that's true. I think it's a good thing that we can strive for that. I like what you had mentioned about having pretty much 7 streams of income, 7 streams of riches to work towards and accumulate. And that could be in multiple ways: investing, real estate, having multiple jobs, having a different business, starting a business. So many different ways that we can accumulate wealth. We don't have to live. We don't have to live with a very poor mindset. So that's another way that we elevate the culture too, is knowing that there's multiple ways and things to strive for, striving for 3 generations, including yourself, in order to provide for. So we have a blueprint on what to strive for, even if you aren't at that place now, but at least we get to strive for something. And at least you know what the goal is throughout life on exactly who you're living for. God makes it very specific that it's not just your children, but your children's children as well.
Absolutely. We got some comments. I see Shanika's comment from the last topic too that came in, so I want to get into it. She says, I don't live by every word of the Bible, but a sober mind is powerful. But I do believe weed may have been created for the health benefits more than the addiction. I agree with that. I think just a lot of people use it not for health benefits.
Not for health benefits.
I know a couple of them that use it not for health benefits. They just be using it, you know, they just be using it. But Ali says the Bible just tells you not to focus on being rich and don't overwork yourself to get there. You don't have to be poor to be saved. I agree.
Yeah, I agree too.
I agree. All right, let's keep it moving with your favorite girl, Candace Owens. Oh, she not your favorite? My bad. She says she loses respect for Jay-Z. Oh my gosh, where's the video? I don't even see the video. We're gonna skip it. It must not be. Oh, wait.
It's your favorite girl.
No, we gotta pass it now because I don't have the video. It's not gonna be the same thing. Oh well, sorry, Candace. Bye-bye.
Here at the back pew where we don't have all the videos.
We don't have the videos. All right, so let's get into the next one because I don't have the Candace Owens video. She don't get that much airtime. So $30 for lunch. She mad she got $30 for lunch? I don't know. We got the video, so let's get into it.
Yeah. Okay, so y'all, story time. So y'all, please tell me if I'm wrong. So today, this dude wrote me on Instagram, and he was like, "Can I send you money? Let me send you money for lunch." So I was like, "Okay." I wrote him back, and I was like, "Send it." So he wrote me and was like, "Okay, what's your Cash App?" So I sent him the Cash App. Yeah, I just knew I was gonna open my Cash App, and I was gonna have at least probably about $100. You get what I'm saying? Because like that's I eat, and that's how much I spend on my food. Yeah, I opened my Cash App, and this man sent me $30. Yeah, yes, $30. And I'm just like, at first I'm like, damn, like, am I ungrateful? Like, am I fucked up? Like, the feeling like, why the fuck would you send me $30? But then I had to ask people, and they was like, nah, because I'm like, $30 is not even half a tank in my car. Like, what the fuck you thought I was going to go to Chick-fil-A? Like, I mean, I'm trying to figure out what did you think I was going to eat? It's like, when I go and eat, I eat full course meals. Like I order a appetizer, a entree, and a dessert and a drink. That can't even get me 2 drinks. Like, what the fuck? And then this man had the audacity to write me back and say, let me get to know you. Why the fuck do you think I'm gonna let you get to know me and you just send me $30 for lunch? Is you dumb? I mean, like, y'all be for real. Like, tell me, am I wrong? Like, am I fucked up? Like,
all right. Okay. Sorry for all the cussing. I was not aware.
You weren't aware?
I was not aware. I'm mortified over here. Mortified.
While we are a Christian podcast, we still we'll still play some of these videos for you. But I'll start with you. What did you think about that?
Okay, so first of all, I don't agree with her. I'm just gonna say this. I don't agree with her. I feel like $30 is enough for lunch. She's talking about dinner and taking herself out on dinner. I get it. I spend a lot of money on dinner, but this man sent you $30, point blank, period. Not every man is sending lunch. Let's talk about it. Okay. Not every man is sending any kind of lunch money to people. I'm pretty sure there's some ladies out here that can agree that not every man is going to send you anything. So if he sent you $30, that means he at least tried to buy you lunch. And guess what? $30 can buy a lot. You could have went and got you a 4 for 4. You could have went to the Panera Bread, got you some soup, a panini. I mean, you could have went to all of the lunch spots. Like, why are you trying to go to a 5-star Michelin star restaurant at 11 o'clock in the a.m.? Like, are you on a business meeting? Like, why? So no, I don't agree with this lady. I feel like I would have requested my money back. Forget this. Forget you sending it back. I want to request $30 for pain and suffering. What do you think about this, Tim?
Did you hear when she said that she spends $100 for lunch? So the first thing that came to my mind was, you're not good with money. You are not good with money, because what are you spending $100 cap? She trying to go viral. That's exactly what I said. I said people just say anything nowadays just to get likes, views, and attention, because that's one of the stupidest things that you should hear. A man thought about you in the middle of the day to give you $30 for lunch. That could have been his last $30. You don't even know that. And this man thought of you to give you $30 for lunch. Now for dinner, sir, that's probably one drink and a half an appetizer or something like that. Like I get dinner, but lunch, come on, man. Like, this person thought about you to do that. I would have asked for my money back. If you would have had any uproar about it, I would have asked you, please I'm requesting my $30 back on Cash App, please.
I'm requesting 40. Pain and suffering. I told you, pain and suffering. Like, there's no way. I'm just sick of women. I'm sick of women hopping on social media talking about what they expect these dudes to be doing when these dudes are spending like hard-earned money, and the fact that they are being generous shows me that you feel entitled, and I'm sick of it, because they making the rest of us look bad. So much so that most guys think that every woman out here is just all about this dude spending $1,000 every single day. Like, who thinks this way? Like, I have no idea. I'm just kind of frustrated. I'm frustrated because you're right. That could have been his last $30 and he could have sacrificed it. I would have been pissed off. I send you my last for lunch and you act like you too good. Okay, well, get your own lunch.
And then this sounds like that these two people were just getting to know one another, because she even said, he texted me afterwards to say, hey, I want to get to know you. So what that tells me is that y'all not even dating for him to even know what your expectation is on what is a suitable amount to send you for lunch or to send you for dinner or anything like that. He don't even know. So you put him behind the 8 ball and you making this dude feel bad for even talking about this, bringing it up, going viral over this. And it's somebody that you're not even in a relationship with. I can understand if we had a conversation and knew, hey, I know that age. She need $50 for lunch based on the location she at, based on whatever. Then it would have been one thing. But dang, you can't even send something for somebody nowadays. And somebody like you who is all about hypergamy, I appreciate you saying what you're saying. Like, hey, at the very least, yes, I got to stand it. My standards are high because that's how I treat myself. But I also can view and appreciate the value of somebody thinking of me to send me something, no matter what that dollar amount is.
Yeah. I feel like we just watched a video of a guy who got pissed off for I think he said he offered to pay. The chick was like, he offered to pay for her lunch. It was $30 and he got mad. He was like, why is it $30? Oh my gosh, that's so much. That's so much money. And then here you have a woman saying, oh, that's not enough. How dare you only send me $30? I just feel like this generation, we need to just label ourselves, like, because I feel like maybe the generation behind me is the root cause, because I just don't understand who's causing all the issues. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Let's get into some of these comments that we got. First comment says she's trying to go viral, right? Alex says, I like Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, she does.
So I'm not spending more than $15 on lunch. $30 was plenty. Be grateful. And this is Olive Garden soup and a salad 3 days in a row.
Right.
So I thought it was sweet and thoughtful. These girls thirsty for attention and will say anything. Shanika says she's the reason for being the dating pool because guys come across females like her and treat the next to little to nothing because they already assume we're like her. Abso-freaking-lutely. And when they just bleed, and literally, women bleed on men bleed on women based on these poor interactions, and the dating pool is just really jacked up. It's just really, really jacked up. I mean, I wouldn't know personally, but I hear stories.
I'm gonna go back to what Takara said about. I would have thought that was so sweet and thoughtful. These girls are thirsty for attention that will say anything. Mm-hmm. Listen, if a girl you see got the curtain call all on her forehead like that, you can't take her seriously, man. You can't take somebody. You can't take the baby. The curtain call. I call it curtain call. Okay, it's giving curtain call all over here. You can't trust what she say.
So don't get the baby hair next time I get my hair don't get it.
You probably can pass with it, but
it's too late. I get the baby hair, I'm gonna be judged. Never mind.
Nah, when your whole forehead is covered with curtain calls, that's one thing. Oh, I'm tripping, y'all. I'm just tripping.
All right, so we're gonna get in. Let's go back to Candace Owens, okay? I found the video. It was in your back pocket. All right.
Listening to Jay-Z, I would say Jay-Z and Kanye probably had the biggest influence on me. And there's a lot in Jay-Z's music that I'm so grateful for because he made it clear on how to move in a business room, I would say. Yeah. So many of his lyrics talking about, this is how I think about it when they want me to do their shows. Like, how are they benefiting off of me, my brand? He's thinking like a boss. But then he gets up on stage and him and his wife tell people to vote for Hillary Clinton. I know Jay-Z is smart enough to know that's wrong. I know he's smart enough to know that's wrong because I listened to the DNA of his music. So if you got out, why don't you tell other people how to get out? And that's when I lost respect for Jay-Z. And it is what made me gain more respect for Kanye because he is willing to say stuff that makes him unfavorable in Hollywood, where I think Jay-Z really cares about what Hollywood thinks about him. Do you know what I mean?
So I have to ask you, did you also lose respect for Jay-Z?
When that went down? Yeah, actually I did. I used to listen to Jay-Z's music all the time. But I mean, she has a point. She definitely has a point. And I think with him, he has definitely been one of those guys that is like for Hollywood and kind of going against things that you probably wouldn't see him. You probably wouldn't expect him to go against, like the whole Kaepernick thing when that happened in 2016. But then he turns around and Jay-Z turns around and like he was supporting Cap. But then he turns around and he invests into the NFL like a year later. And so it's just like different things where he's big on like still trying to, deal with the corporations and different things like that to make himself look good. And so, but my question was, shoot, Candace is talking like she's a Trump supporter. I don't know. I think some of that is wrapped into some of this stuff too. I don't know because that came out. What you think?
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had respect for Jay-Z in the first place. I just think he's a rapper and he's also a businessman and he's very good at what he does. So anybody looking to Jay-Z to be like, I don't know, ideally the person they want to imitate outside of maybe business moves in terms of their life. I mean, I would question them point blank and period, and Kanye as well. So to say like, oh yeah, I have more respect for either one of them, I think it's just kind of weird. This is really weird to me. Mostly because today is actually the first day. Did you guys go vote? First day to go vote for the primaries, right? So to go vote for people that you would like to see on the ballot to represent you, represent your community. You know what chaps my hide? I'm gonna get into what chaps my hide a little bit away from segueing from Candace Owens is that what chaps my hide is that people focus on the presidential election, but they don't focus on the legislatives, right? So the people that actually represent them. So I actually sent out a note to my family the other day. I was talking to my mom first, and I was like, I get so annoyed at this Trump Biden beef, because it's really not a Trump Biden beef. It's really like, who'd you vote for Senate? Who'd you vote for Congress, and who's in the House, right? Those people that are passing the laws, that are making the laws, all the things that people don't really like or people get upset about, like abortion and them sending money and aid and gun rights and gay rights and all of these things where people are on either side of the fence. They blame the president for that. But really, who's the blame is the people in the legislative. The three branches of government: executive, legislative, and judicial. The legislative and the judicial are the main ones you should be focusing on. Honestly, we don't live in a dictatorship where we even have to worry about really who's president. All they're doing is just checks and balances. Yes or no. Yes or no. Maybe a couple vetoes. But who's really responsible are the people that nobody really look at, the legislative branch. Yeah. So people beef all the time around like who's going to be the president, as if we're living in a whole nother country and they're making all of these decisions. So I get a little bit annoyed because nobody really talks about that at all. Like people don't even know who's representing them. They don't know like what's going on in the House, like who's presenting things on the floor. Do you know if your representative that you voted for your state or your city are actually in agreement with some of the things that you believe? Do you know what they've said yes or no to? Do you even know their name? And if you don't, like you're part of the problem. If you only know who's running for president, you're absolutely a part of the problem. Because I honestly would much rather people vote for their legislators than to vote for the presidency. That's how important like voting for your legislative and judicial branches are. Your judges, the people that are going to the White House to pass these laws that have everything to do with your city and your state, where you feel it on an economic level, a community level. So I'm gonna, I don't know if Candace Owens talks about that. I just kind of get annoyed because she does pick sides when it comes to like Republican and Democrat. And I'm very much somebody, I don't believe in either side. I just believe that you vote your values, what you believe is best for you and your household, you vote that, but you need to identify who's representing you and your values. Don't look at the debates for the presidential debate and think that they're representing your values, because really it don't matter who's sitting in that seat. Because again, they're just yes and no. And you need to be paying attention to who is in the legislative branch and worry about whether those people represent your values. That's the most important thing. And we need to worry about that every 2 years, not just the year for presidency. Every 2 years, you need to be voting. And if we decided we were going to vote legislative branch, guess what? I know people in the White House would be upset. They would be upset. People in Congress would be upset. People in the House, they would absolutely be upset because all the things that we want to move and shift are sitting on the legislative branch. You have all of these grievances that you've given the president, but they belong to the legislative branch. So I just want to empower people to be more educated around how things work in America. Because you guys think it worked like we sitting in a whole nother, like, what's his name? Jim Young, whatever his name is, in some place. And like, it doesn't work like that. We don't have no president that's going to create the laws and do things for, like, that ain't how it work over here. There's checks and balances all the way up. But all right, that's okay. All right, sorry. That's all
no, you good. You good. I'll end by saying this. I grew up, in the church, and in the church, whenever people from the legislative teams and from a state level and a local level come to visit the church, those would be the times that we would pay attention the most. Was when they would come in asking for prayer. And of course you would kind of see them in church and you'd be like, man, they only here for our vote. But then when you really go in and really see what they stand for and really start to like research them more, then those are the people that are coming to the church that you have to touch, the ones that you go to church with, the judges, the ones that are in the school districts and on the superintendent boards and things like that. Those are the ones that you get to talk to and connect with and vote for, because you actually get to have a relationship with some of those people on those local levels as well. So those are the times that we would pay attention to it the most. And so I would totally say, definitely vote not only the primaries, but the mids too. Like you said, every 2 years, getting involved in that. And that way you get to know exactly who's on the levels to making the changes that you ultimately want to see.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, let's get into another topic outside of politics. So, what would you do? All of my dog lovers. Are you a cat or dog person?
I'm a dog person.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right. So I'm absolutely a dog person. Shout out to all the animal lovers out there, but not the ones that are putting blood like on people's fur and stuff. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. All right. So we had a scenario. This video, Tim, this lady, she took her dog to the groomer, and that didn't fare well for her. She had to actually put the dog down. Okay. We got a little bit of that video. Here's what happened.
What did Tuffy? Oh my God, what did you do to my dog? Tuffy, what's wrong? Maybe you didn't do anything to her legs.
No, that's what I.
So the groomer denies anything in terms of being wrong. The lady says when she dropped her dog off, her dog was completely fine, walking fine, able-bodied, completely healthy. She goes to pick the dog up. That's what she received. The dog looks like her back legs are broke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It looked bad. That looked bad. It's so sad that they had to put the dog down. She had to put her dog down over that bit of just not taking care of the dog, just that's a malpractice lawsuit waiting to happen. That's just so sad and so wrong. I don't know what they did to break her legs for that dog to have to be put down to sleep. Ali says, "No, ma'am, I have no words. I don't play about my dog." That's correct. Yeah. It's just no way that you do that to somebody's dog like that and not face some kind of punishment in some way, shape, or form.
I'll be ready to fight. I mean, I'll pray for him when I get done, but I'll be ready. I would be ready to fight. That's a family member. I used to be like, I would never cry over no dog. Oh, I got my dog, and I had to put my dog down, and I cried. I was like, I get it. Like, your dog becomes a family member, and when you leave, you put your dog in somebody else's hands, and they do that, and then you got to put him down. Mind you, she had to pay for the groomer. She had to pay this groomer to basically kill her dog. That's crazy to me. That's so crazy. Takara has a comment. She says, that is so extremely sad. I'm not a dog person, but they should be treated well and belong to someone. Yeah.
I agree. It's not a good look. It was sad. And like you say, dogs should be treated with respect, and they belong to somebody too. So how you think that woman feels knowing she can't ever see her dog again?
I'd be pissed. All right, Tim, we got one last topic, and I'm very curious on would you get this for your wife? This little outfit, you know what I'm saying? Would you buy her these panties?
Wait, what?
Yeah. Do you see them?
Yeah. Is that something dangling? That's something dangling from him?
Yeah, but jewelry. Bejeweled.
Nah, man.
Allie, Shanika. Who else in the comments? It's Cara. Would y'all buy this?
Nah. No. I'm glad she got.
You sure? It looks like a bejeweled tampon string to me. That's what it looks like. It looks like exactly. It looks like a bejeweled tampon string.
So why would you want that dangling from your skirt?
I wouldn't personally do it. But clearly somebody. There may be a niche for this.
Not at all. Maybe just a plain vibrator.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Monica, I wasn't ready.
She said, "Give me the vibrating one."
Wait a minute. You pull it. What? Wait a minute.
My bad, y'all. You good? You good? Woo!
Well, it's getting hot on the back pew this evening. All right,
Hey,
so
we all family here. It's okay.
oh my gosh. All right, so the consensus was don't buy that.
No,
We don't want to give one away to one of our watchers.
you can give one away. But hey, I'm letting y'all know I'm not in this. I'm not buying that. I'm not part of this. Here at the back pew, I don't think that's to buy a silver tampon for you ladies would be so rude. I'm not buying that.
Oh
Please.
man, fine. So, no fun.
Jeez, no.
All right, so that's it. What you got? Let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
No pun. No tampon intended. All right.
Diddy's assault case gets deeper. I mean, there's something every week coming out about Diddy, so he's being exposed. So 2024 has not been kind to a lot of people so far. The school in Oklahoma lets kids lick the donor's feet. So slavish. It's so weird too. So I won't even go into that because that was disgusting. Pastor Todd went crazy again. He's just, I would just say when you are a spiritual infant, it's probably the best thing you'll ever hear. It's coming from Mike Todd. It's probably the best thing you'll ever hear when you are dealing with spiritual milk. But when you mature to spiritual meat, you need something a little bit more than the theatrics, more than all of the props and all of this other stuff. You need a little bit more than one scripture. You need more than just the act of things. We need something. We need to talk about something about how this the end times. We need to really connect with people and things, not just prosperity and money. So all of they're true. Is smoking weed a sin? Short answer, yes. Can you desire to be rich and Christian? Short answer, yes. Candace Owens loses respect for Jay-Z. Well, in the grand scheme of things, yeah, I see reasons why, but at the same time, I bet you Jay-Z's not losing sleep over Candace Owens losing respect for him. So, the dog grooming nightmare was absolutely sad. It's absolutely sad.
Why are you laughing?
I was laughing at the whole Candace Owens thing.
No. Okay.
I had to make sure I stopped my laughter in time.
It didn't. It was there. You were laughing at the dog.
I wasn't laughing at the dog.
You were laughing at the what was it?
I definitely wasn't laughing at the dog. But what happened to the dog was sad. Okay. No getting around that.
I don't need Peter on our next show.
Right. Yes, we cancel.
I'm sorry. What you said about the dog? Wait a minute. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying anything else about that dog. May he or she rest in peace. That's it. You wrong. $30 for lunch. I don't see it being a problem, but there are women out there that probably do. Takara said it best, in my opinion. It's cat. People just like to say anything for attention. I think that's what this young lady has done with her several curtains on her forehead. Lastly, ladies, would you wear that asinine thing that had a fake gold silver tampon? Would y'all wear that? I know for starters, I wouldn't buy that for any of y'all, for that matter.
What if your wife had it on?
Give that away at the back pew. So
what if your wife had it on, Tim?
I already know she wouldn't have it on. So. What if we're not playing what ifs.
What
And
if she might
she
want
already said in the comment section she ain't wearing it. So we not doing what ifs with her. Now someone else maybe now do a what if with yourself. What if you wore it? Okay.
I ain't nobody see it, Tim. I'm abstinent. Ain't nobody.
So what's the point in bringing you wouldn't even wear it? So you gonna ask if they wear it. Now y'all see, ladies, how backwards that is. Tam, the abstinent lady, is not going to wear anything like that. Y'all should wear it too. And she was even going so far to want to give them away. How crazy is that?
I would definitely. I'll buy that for y'all. Want one? Y'all watching? See, look.
I'm gonna buy one when it makes me mad. Go ahead. At least I know I ain't getting no booty that night. At least I know.
Why you got that bejeweled tampon on today?
I know. At least I already know. Oh well, I guess I done pissed her off today.
You got the jewelry tampon in today.
Yeah, jewelry. Oh, the jewelry tampon. Oh, I guess I know what that means. She didn't want no meat.
Between you and Shanika, I'm not. All right, I ain't doing no more panties because y'all just take it too far.
You asked for what you got it. You the one that's gonna ask. Hey, would you buy your wife this?
Listen,
and you wouldn't even wear it.
I should let it go at vibrating panties. I could just let it go. All right.
Yeah. Now, next time, I bet you'll think twice. Next time you want to bring in any type of lingerie in these conversations, I bet.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, I mean, I did it to myself. All right.
What are your final thoughts, Tim?
Listen, no more panty post. Number one. That's number one. We gonna already talk about that. Diddy assault case gets deeper, no pun intended. Okay. We're gonna keep you guys posted as this story unfolds with Diddy. It sounds like more things are transpiring. I was about to say something crazy. More things are transpiring. So we're gonna keep you guys posted on that. The school lets kids lick their feet, lick the donor's feet. Disgusting. That school should be ashamed. Kids should be ashamed. And the parents should. I would sue Tim for emotional distress. I would absolutely sue. You know, our counterparts, they do it often. I think we need, just sue emotional distress. All right. Pastor goes crazy. Mike Todd. I don't know why y'all still listen to Mike Todd at this point. Didn't he have like a trampoline in the church last week? At what point are y'all going to be like, you know what? I'm tired of watching the circus. I'm just tired of it. I'm going to go find me a new pastor. Like me. I had to walk out of church last week. So, sometimes you got to walk out of church. You want to know what church I walked out of? Should I say it? I ain't gonna say it. All right. Smoking weed. Yeah, we don't know. Smoking weed is sin. We've already discovered that y'all gotta stay sober. Okay. I know y'all don't like yourselves. Y'all be trying to go to a different plane. Yeah, I love you. I don't know why. I have no idea.
Wait a minute. I smoke weed because I don't love myself.
Don't take me serious. Okay.
I don't love myself, so I smoke all the weed.
I be hearing people be smoking weed because they be wanting to go on a different plane. They feel elevated, man. Just on another plane, man. That's how I saw it on TV, so I don't really know. But
so that's the person that doesn't even smoke.
I tried it one time. I didn't get high though. I was like, I don't really get the point. What's the point here? If I'm gonna be sinning, it need to be worth my while, but I ain't. What is the point here? God was like, I told you stay sober. You don't need to do that. And I was like, you're right, guys. So, who knows?
She said, because y'all don't like yourselves. Yo.
I'm sorry. I take it back. Oh,
please. Hi, Denise. Hello.
Denise, where you been at? We wrapping up. And we was late. So we was CPT. So what that make her? What that make Denise? We CPT. I don't know.
Oh, man, she just, we gonna say she just got off from work.
Okay, you just got off work. So how is getting high? How is getting high get us not like? I don't know. I would just maybe I'm not.
Rooms take. I've heard that now. Shanika, listen.
Do they?
Now I've
How
done
do you
the
know? Did you try for research purposes?
first. Maybe she has.
This is a no judgment zone. No judgment.
How you gonna say it's a no judgment zone when you just went from you don't even love yourself?
This is no judgment zone.
Oh, it's no judgment zone.
I'm lying. I'm a judge. I'm a judge righteously though. I'm a judge. She said no. She said no. Y'all, she said no.
We heard. She said she ain't never tried it. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, I've heard the same thing too. I heard
Wait.
that shrooms definitely take you. I said I've
How
heard.
you know?
Because I said I heard. I didn't say I've done.
Who told y'all? What's their name? Who told y'all that?
Why we ain't listen.
Who told y'all?
We ain't no snitches in the house.
Because if nobody told y'all, I believe y'all are just smoking on the shrooms. Y'all are getting high with your
ain't
friends.
nobody doing that.
I just believe y'all are out there in them clouds.
Can we be educated on things?
Yeah,
Can
sure.
it just be an educational thing? Why we gotta partake in it?
Because you like you people. It's time to wrap it up, y'all. I gotta go.
Yo.
It's only gonna get worse.
Yo, y'all see how she yo. We got the judgy one over.
It's only gonna get worse. I haven't eaten. My blood sugar is low.
Oh, she's blaming her judgmental situation on food.
I'm gonna have tears in it. I'm blaming on my tears in a second.
If she would have ate, she would have said, "Weed is acceptable."
I'm not myself when I'm hungry, guys. I had nothing all day.
Exit, yeah. Get out of here. She needs to get out of here, please.
So you don't smoke the shrimp. What do? You eat them? You eat them?
I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I told you I don't know. But now, Shanika, you must know.
Shanika got all the answers, but she don't know nothing. This is what Shanika, just tell us the truth.
Oh, I think she told us.
What she said?
You eat them.
Eat them. How many do you eat at a time?
Don't answer that. Don't answer that.
Is it just like what? Is it a slice of a shroom?
Don't even answer that.
Is it the whole shroom? Where do you find these shrooms for educational purposes?
Online.
Oh, you buy them online?
I don't know. I don't know.
At the grocery?
Definitely not at the grocery. We don't need old lady Agnes going through the vegetable aisle, getting her shrooms and taking them home. That is not it. See, Erykah Badu does them and spoke about them first time as a small piece. So she talking about one of your people, Erykah Badu from Dallas.
It's Dallas sites. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a Dallas site. You're a Dallas site now. I'm a Houstonian.
I ain't in Dallas site.
You in Dallas? You in Dallas?
I didn't even know it was called Dallas site until you said it.
Wait a minute, your wife got the answers?
I seen you can lick toes.
Oh, what do y'all be doing? Like all three of these. Where I'm just
three of us. We not doing nothing.
Oh, I gotta pray.
First of all, Allie is a bookworm / TikTok.
Those be the main ones. Those be the main ones. Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't know. She said they take you to another dimension.
Oh.
We've heard that too. That's yeah. See,
I feel like Shanika's saying all this. I think she just knows, but she's using Erykah Badu. Shanika
she might know. If she says, if you say Erykah Badu, I believe you. Erykah Badu.
Yo, that's what they all see. Yo. That's what they all see. They was doing drugs on the documentary.
On the History Channel.
Licking toads.
Licking toads.
Not to be confused with toes.
On the History Channel, probably. It was licking toads. On Netflix, they was doing the licking the toads. Yes.
Listen, this episode has been very educational for me. I feel like if I wanted to become addicted to something, you guys could point me in the right direction. Okay.
Oh, look what Shanika says. She says, I only stick to what God created, that good grass. That good grass.
Have you not learned anything from what we said tonight? Should you want to come away redeemed, reformed? Whatever word I'm trying to.
She said, I hear you. I'll pray for forgiveness later after I smoke this last bit tonight.
She's like, all right. I heard what y'all said. Same time tomorrow. Same time next week. We see you. All right. Okay. Look, I keep rebuking you. Shanika, you don't I'm doing it out of love. She's like, it's okay. She's like, all right, keep working on me.
Rebuke me, please. Just
I'm trying. Why are you so happy? I'm trying to rebuke you.
Right. She's super happy about it. Rebuke me, please. Please.
You the happiest. Well, I tell you. Oh, okay. All right. I don't even know where I was. All right, Sam, what you got? No idea what's happening. Look, Denise gets just crazy. I'm sorry.
Oh man.
I'm sorry. I have no idea what happened. All right.
Denise, hold on. Wait a minute. Denise said, she said night, y'all. She literally just joined us 5 minutes ago.
I know you gotta stay late. You gotta stay after class, man.
Yeah, you gotta stay. You staying after church.
So at night, y'all. Ma'am, you just walked in. We ain't even got the
Literally just walked in. It's like you walked in the church, got a little bit of the sermon, did the benediction, and went home. Literally. You literally took communion and went home here on the back pew. What is wrong with you? No, I'm just
listen, she like, I got my 2 seconds of sermon. I'm good.
Nah, Denise, we got nothing but love for you. Thanks for joining tonight.
And we love that for you, Shanika. So I promise that guys to work. That's honest. That's honest. I love that. All right, y'all. I ain't gonna get through. I can't get through. I can't get through final thoughts, Tim. I'm just gonna say thank you guys so much for tuning in to another crazy episode of the Back Pew. We are here every. Are we gonna be on time next week? I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. Okay, I just blame me. Just blame me. We use a studio, and I was in the wrong studio. And I texted. I was mad. I'm texting him like, "Where you at?" He was like, "I'm here." So then I look up, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm in the wrong studio. It's me. It's me." And then I'm like, then I get mad because I'm like, "You ain't gonna say nothing. You ain't gonna tell me where you at. You ain't gonna ask nothing."
I was gonna give you about 5 more minutes. I said,
I'm like, where is he at? This whole time I was sitting in the studio, in the other studio, like, where he at? Where he at? Maybe da 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 da. I was worried about you.
Thank you, sister. I wasn't worried about you. I knew you was gonna be on, and so I didn't worry one bit.
I was worried. I almost called 911. I almost did it, but I don't know where you live.
Man, whatever. Oh man. Let's see. Shanika said that sober and hungry life will do it to you sometimes. Yeah.
Delirious, I tell you.
Super.
You ain't gotta smoke. All you gotta do is not eat. Same effect. Yeah. Same effect. I'm high right now.
You are?
No.
Off of what? What you high off of?
Life.
Off of life.
And fumes, my stomach growling.
The ones that say they high off life are the ones that need to go be high a little bit. I'm just playing, y'all. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. See?
Anywho, thank you guys so much for watching.
Oh man.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to, like I said, another crazy episode of The Back Pew. We'll be here every week, same time, 8:30 Central Standard Time. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us. If you're new here, go ahead and click that like, subscribe, follow button, and we'll see you guys next week. Tim, what you got?
Hey, that was great. It's been a great night with you guys. I want to thank you guys for just joining us here on The Back Pew once again. I'm your co-host, Tim.
And I'm Tam, and we'll see you. Bye.
Peace.
Yo, what's going on?
The Back Pew.
Man, we got so much to talk about this week.
You know.
We can unpack like these conversations. You can see a pedicure.
You would do.
Depends on his feet.
There could be my feet.
What's up? What's up, Tam? We in person. We not back conversations.
What's going on? This
The Tim and Tam Talks. He be doing this stuff on purpose. New here. Go ahead and click that follow, subscribe button, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. We everywhere.
Yo, we everywhere. Like literally, we everywhere.